This season on Think with Google, I'll be sitting down with Kevin Allocca, YouTube's head of culture and trends. He's basically the guy who tracks what the internet is obsessed with. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Good. It's really good to see you.
Nice to see you. I haven't seen you for a while.
No, well, in that time, the channel's been doing so well. Tell me about how it's going.
Oh, well, thanks for asking. We're crushing it. We've really been focusing on our YouTube strategy, and ever since we did that, views of my podcasts have increased 470%. Yeah, baby.
Incredible.
It makes me learn something new every day, so that's really fun.
Yeah, well, and speaking of which, just a couple weeks ago, we launched a bunch of new features for creators that are allowing them to do new things with AI especially.
Right.
It's called Add Motion, and I think it'd be really funny if we did it.
Okay.
Just in there. Okay. And perfect. Okay, cool. I think we should make you a ballerina. How do you feel about that?
I'd love to be a ballerina.
Let's see.
Wow, that's incredible.
I mean, you have some amazing moves.
Thank you, and I don't even have toe shoes on.
I know.
That's awesome.
I have to say, AI Katie Couric doing ballet was not on my bingo card.
Yeah, me neither. Well, I have so much to talk to you about, so let's sit down. Kevin, I cannot believe that YouTube is celebrating its 20th anniversary, which seems crazy to me. Why do you think it's continued to be such an important part of the culture all these years?
When YouTube started, it was a place where anybody who had a unique perspective could share it with the world, something that wasn't really possible before at the speed and scale that it enabled. And it was also more interactive, right? Because you weren't just watching something, you were commenting and sharing, and that shaped the content. And it's shaped this whole world of creators that emerged to introduce new kinds of creativity and new niches that, we never thought there'd be an audience for. There's a channel I watch where a guy cleans drains on the side of the road, and I love it. These are all things if you were trying to think about, will there be an audience for it, you would say no. But on YouTube, you don't have to debate that question. You can just put something out there, and then the audience can show up if they care about it. Think about where we are today, and YouTube has grown so much. We have 1 billion hours a day on TV screens. It's the #1 source of watch time for us in the United States. We've got the amazing digital circus, but then you've got like Met Gala sitting next to each other. All this stuff kind of coexists in the same place. Together, that combination of things has kind of led YouTube to be this center of culture across so many dimensions.
A lot has changed, obviously, in 20 years, and now short-form videos are really dominating this landscape. How have they changed the way people are interacting with YouTube?
When I joined YouTube, this 15 years ago, there were some 7 or 10 minute vlogs that were popular at that point, but most of the popular videos were a couple minutes long. And then the videos got both shorter and longer at the same time. We basically looked at the share of watch time from videos that were under a minute and videos that are over an hour, and both of them have gone up in the last few years at the same time. And that's largely because of people's appetite for short form snackable content in the form of shorts, driving the short form stuff. And we're at a point now where there's 200 billion views of shorts happening on YouTube every single day. And then at the same time, you've got podcasts exploding. I think you know a thing or two about that. But YouTube is the #1 destination in the US for podcasts. And so these two things kind of coexist at the same time, and they're solving different needs for different viewers at different points. Different types of content make sense for these different things. And it allows creators like yourself to be able to meet audiences where they are and what their appetites are at any given moment.
When YouTube first started, everything was sort of scrappy and raw, and that kind of content is interspersed with really high production value content that would look like a documentary film. So these two kind of versions of content creation coexist, don't they?
If you think about it from the subjective experience that the audience is having, so trying to understand what value they're getting from the content, a lot of this stuff makes a lot of sense that all these things might exist. One of my favorite stats about this from a report that we ran is that almost half of Gen Z fans say that they are part of a fandom that no one they know personally is a part of. The idea that we could even be a part of a fandom that no one we know personally is a part of is kind of a new thing. It would have been hard for me as a kid to have access to those types of things, but now it's become a common part of how things work.
I know lately you are working to help creators reach audiences not only in their home countries, but all around the world. How are you doing that?
One of my favorite things about studying trends on YouTube has been studying international trends, like, and how things spread between different countries and cultures. There's a study that we ran recently which found that more than half of 14 to 24-year-olds in the United States say that they have watched a creator or content that has been translated from another language, which is kind of astounding to think about. We have an auto dubbing feature where you can auto dub the content into 20 languages now, which is crazy. Many creators are using it. You are one of those creators, actually. I saw you doing a video where you were speaking in German.
You
know?
did?
Yes.
Do you speak German?
I don't speak a word of German, but but it sounded great. This is one of the amazing things about AI, is that it's enabling people to connect in ways that weren't possible previously.
A lot of people, as you know, and you must be very proud of this, say YouTube is the new Hollywood, which is cool. I mean, you believe that's the case. Why?
I think creators are the new celebrities. They're a different type of celebrity because they have, their main thing they're really good at is building audience, building connections with their audience, building fan bases. And that leads to these deeper connections and a level of influence that, is harder to do previously. But the creator economy has been booming. Over the last 4 years, YouTube has paid out over $100 billion to media companies, creators, and artists around the world. And lastly, I do believe that YouTube is a place where the most innovation is happening in entertainment, the new types of experimentations. But on YouTube, we're seeing so much new types of IPs, new types of talent, creativity that are emerging.
Kevin, as YouTube has changed, so too have the ads. Can you tell us how marketers are taking advantage of YouTube these days?
Yeah, I mean, the ads are as diverse as the platform is now. There's so many different ways that you can connect with people. All kinds of innovative formats. Like I was recently watching a video from Louis Vuitton where they, after the fashion show, they had a live stream with some creators that was a piece of branded content that had 3 million views, where they were talking about the fashion show. Like that idea of like, you can get 3 million views on a piece of branded content because it's actually about the brand and the things that people love about the brand. That's kind of a modern phenomenon that a lot of people are taking advantage of. The other thing that I think is a very fascinating terrain right now is shopping. YouTube has always been a shopping platform, from haul videos, formats that are shopping related, to communities that exist around products like fragrances, to creators who have this ability to sell products, so they've built this deeper connection because people come to them for recommendations on things all the time. So that's kind of been the case for a while, and now we're at a point where there are 90 million hours of viewing per day on shopping content on YouTube, which is wild. We just put out this shopping report, and one of the things that we found is that most younger people say they're discovering new brands via YouTube, and that many of them are having deeper relationships with those brands because of the connections through the creators.
So what advice would you give to brands or marketers who are really looking to capitalize on YouTube's power and reach?
There's this idea of thinking about it in terms of the share of creators, the right mix of creators and audience that you can reach. I think one of the mistakes that people make often is having a shallow relationship with the creators, and it's a mismatch. Sometimes you look at the size of an audience and you say, oh, they've got a really big audience, I'll reach a lot of people, but that might not actually serve your business objective.
You have to have an authentic and genuine connection with the brand. And I think there's so many different ways where a marketer can integrate itself into content. So it could sponsor a show, right? Mm-hmm. It can be part of interstitial ads that may be of interest to the people who are attracted to the content of the overall show. Happy birthday, YouTube, 20 years old. What do the next 20 years look like?
The platform isn't defined by any specific content, it's defined by the diversity of ways that people use it, which means that YouTube evolves as people evolve, right? So you're really trying to say,
it's a reflection of us.
Yeah, but I do think the thing that's interesting to me is when you look at the 20-year span, the stuff that doesn't change over that time, the things that really resonate with people, that really connect with people, are still people who have unique perspectives, unique points of view, sharing them with the world. Like the same things that kind of made the very early viral videos so interesting are still the reasons that I think people tune in for digital video content today and will in the future, even as new types of AI creativity come around and new formats evolve or new types of cultural moments emerge. Like all those things will happen, but I think the core things that we love about connecting with other people through video will still stay the same.